Welcome to Believe Survivors, a podcast that amplifies the voices of sexual violence survivors and explores the lifelong impact of trauma. I'm Kimberly Callis, a writer, analyst, and childhood sexual abuse survivor. My mission is to voice difficult truths, highlight survivor-centered resources, and advocate for justice. This series of episodes will focus on resources available to survivors of sexual violence, childhood sexual abuse, and sex trafficking in each U.S. state and territory. Today we're focusing on survivors in Florida and the free legal, counseling, and advocacy resources available to you. Whether you're dealing with recent sexual violence, a history of childhood sexual abuse, or trafficking, you are not alone, and help is out there. Let's start with legal aid. Survivors in Florida have access to free legal services that can help with protective orders, housing, custody, immigration, and other matters. Florida Legal Services operates the Florida Domestic Violence Hotline, through which their attorneys advise survivors of domestic violence, dating violence, stalking, and human trafficking on various legal issues. Their website is floridalegal.org. The Florida Department of Children and Families offers resources and support for survivors of abuse, including guidance on legal options and assistance in navigating the system. Their website is myflfamilies.com. That's myflfamilies.com. The Attorney General's Office offers statewide crime victim services and an Address Confidentiality Program, helping survivors keep their details out of public records. They are also found at myfloridalegal.com. Florida also has statewide advocacy networks offering additional layers of support. Here are some trusted organizations in the state. The Florida Partnership to End Domestic Violence connects survivors across the state with certified local programs, offers trainings, and shapes policy to create safer communities. They are found at fpedv.org. For young survivors of abuse, the Florida Network of Children's Advocacy Centers supports local centers through training, advocacy, and resource coordination, ensuring trauma-informed care for children, emotional support, counseling, and advocacy that are all vital for healing. Their website is fncac.org. The Victim Service Center of Central Florida provides free and confidential crisis intervention, therapy, advocacy, and outreach for survivors of sexual assault, violent crime, and traumatic circumstances. Their website is victimservicecenter.org. Harbor House of Central Florida offers a 24-hour confidential hotline, emergency shelter, and support services for survivors of domestic abuse. The Spring of Tampa Bay provides safe spaces and empowering services to survivors of domestic violence and their children. Their website is thespring.org, thespring.org. Beyond legal help and counseling, peer support can be a lifeline. Survivors often find healing in communities where they can share experiences, gain perspective, and simply feel understood. In Florida and online, there are several options. Psychology Today offers a directory of sexual abuse support groups in Florida, including options for group therapy and support groups tailored to specific needs. Their website is psychologytoday.com. 1 in 6 offers confidential, anonymous, and facilitated online support groups for men who have unwanted or abusive sexual experiences. Their website is oneinsix.org. Saprea provides both in-person and online support groups for adult survivors of childhood sexual abuse. Their website is saprea.org. If you are currently experiencing sexual violence, are a victim of trafficking, or ongoing abuse, your immediate safety is the first priority. Know that there are free, confidential, 24/7 resources to help you take the steps towards safety and support. There are immediate steps you can take. Call a trusted hotline to talk with trained advocates. They can guide you safely through planning, medical care, and legal options. Document what is happening. If it is safe to do so, keep notes, take photos of injuries, or save any threatening messages. This can be critical if you pursue legal action later. Find a safe place. Whether it's a friend, family member, shelter, or safe house, you do not have to handle an immediate threat alone. Seek medical attention as soon as possible, even if you don't have visible injuries. Hospitals and sexual assault nurse examiners can collect evidence safely and confidentially. And there are several crisis hotlines that you can call. The Florida Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-500-1119 is available 24/7 for survivors of domestic or sexual violence. The National Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656-4673 has free confidential support. You can also text SAFE, S-A-F-E, to 233-733 to connect with the National Sexual Assault Hotline via secure text if calling isn't safe. And there are specialized resources for survivors experiencing trafficking. You can call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888 or text 233-733. They provide immediate guidance and connections to local trafficking support services. The Survive and Thrive Advocacy Center offers support through housing, counseling, employment, and a survivor-led digital platform called the Thrive Space. Their website is surviveandthriveadvocacy.org, or you can call or text 850-597-2080. Florida has a statewide directory of sexual assault programs maintained by the Florida Council Against Sexual Violence. These centers provide free and confidential counseling, support groups, advocacy, and access to sexual assault nurse examiners for forensic exams. You can find the full list at fcasv.org. Just type in your county, and you'll see the hotline numbers, office locations, and details about the services near you. And if you're 13 or older, Florida law allows you to access certain therapy services without needing a parent's permission, so young survivors can reach out directly for help. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you that support is available no matter where you live. Today we focused on Florida, highlighting legal aid, counseling, peer support, and crisis hotlines. These organizations provide free, confidential services to survivors of sexual violence, childhood sexual abuse, and sex trafficking. If you're a survivor, know that you're not alone. And if you're supporting someone else, now you have a guide to the resources they need. And there are other ways you can make a difference. Many of these organizations rely on volunteers and donations to keep services free and accessible. Giving your time, expertise, or financial support directly helps survivors access life-changing resources. And you can support this podcast too by subscribing on Substack, liking and sharing wherever you listen, or picking up one of my books. You can help Believe Survivors continue connecting survivors with the help that they need, amplifying voices that too often go unheard. Every subscription, share, and book purchase fuels this mission. Standing with survivors is more than awareness, it's action. Whether through volunteering, donating, or supporting this podcast, you are contributing to a world where survivors are believed, supported, and never alone. I'm Kimberly Callis, and this is Believe Survivors. Thank you for listening.